Son with Yale Radiocast and Safe Place with Miss Helen. So we thought it would be a great thing to bring black males together that are doing business that is putting the community in a good space.
Positivity is the doorway to a community. Positivity is that love vibration. It's that motivation. It's that elevation. Let's get it!
I am Travis Barber from Fabulous Jewel. I was shot 2 times by 2 different guys. The ballistics showed that my gun had a 50 caliber, did not strike the deceased, but they wouldn't say that they wanted me. So I got 15 years for ag, I got 5 years for carry weapons for the commission of a crime. Served 10 years in. I have an organization called One More Question. Every young male without a father in the household has one more question for a real man. I answer those questions. I have a leadership program I just launched at KIP Charter. I got all 11 schools, 5 kids from each school. We meet once a month when we talk about leadership. I'm the youth consultant. I go in and diffuse different fights and organizations that they're trying to organize. I just launched the first youth virtual heavy equipment operating class. It just started this morning. That's why I was late. That's why I had to leave early. But I got 10 guys at Halliburton Heavy Equipment School from 6th to 7th grade. I think if we get them on the hands of the controllers of these different machines and equipment and skills and trades, that'll keep the hands off the guns and out the games. My mission is to save as many males as I possibly can with my story. I wrote a book called Behind the Trap. I shot a documentary. It's on Roku. The documentary is on, the book is on Amazon. The documentary is on Roku. I will be Dr. Barber in May, honorary doctorate degree. I have a proclamation in the city of South Fulton. I mentor 8 schools on the south side. I feed the football team. I feed the community. I am him.
Village Haven of Atlanta is actually a community resource center for young men and young dads ages 18 and up. So we specialize in the healing and development by young men and young fathers. Most of the time our guys go through traumatic situations and they don't know this trauma, they don't know this traumatic. Any sudden change in someone's life or something that they didn't plan for, a lot of times, again, we don't know that brings a traumatic thing to us. So we help them get to a place of
Lewis. I'm the founder of a nonprofit, I'm a Father First, and like I was telling my brother Earnest, this came from my pain. When I hear people talk about their child going through suicide, I have about 4 friends whose daughters who tried to kill themselves.
No one for me to look up to put an extra weight, if you will, on my shoulders, but it's one that I'm happy to carry because I want to be an example for the young men in my community.
Wilkerson. I serve the 38th district, which is Powder Springs, Austell, a little bit of Hamilton, so more on the west side. I was the first African American chair of the Cobb County Democratic Party. I was the first African American to serve in the state house as a male. Alicia Morgan was the first female. There's been a lot of firsts I've been able to accomplish, and my kids went to a Title I school.
My name is Kareem West, of course. I'm from Mississippi. And yes, I am the first black male juvenile court judge. I'm the first black juvenile court judge, period.
My book was originally my obituary because I thought I was going to die back there. 20 years or so, but my book became my testimony. And now I'm standing on that. But being a father was the biggest thing for me. And I had to get the phone, the contraband, because I wasn't going to let nothing keep me from being my son's life. Every morning before school, dad on the phone. And they get home, dad on the phone. First game, dad on the phone. So, you know, some things I sacrifice. I take that risk when that's my kids. Because my daddy wasn't there. I wasn't going to let prison stop me from being.
So I was sitting on this idea of Healing Haven of Atlanta for a while, but I got robbed and I got shot 3 times. Even after giving up the money. Even after giving up the money. And the thing that was tricky about this whole thing is, one, I'm a believer. And when the young man had the gun in my face, I'm gonna share this with everybody, if you don't mind. When the young man had the gun in my face, he was really, really, really close. I had already given him the money. He's in my face with the gun, and he's shaking. So I'm like, oh my gosh, he gonna shoot me, right? I take the gun and I pull back and I'm trying to move away from him. The passenger gets out of the car and the passenger shoots me. When the passenger shoots me, the gun falls to the ground and slides across the ground. I run to the gun. The young man runs to the gun. Now, when I have the gun on him at this time, I can see the fear in his eyes. I can see that, man, he ain't ready to die.
We're living in times where the car you're driving doesn't matter, the clothes you got doesn't matter, how much money you have doesn't matter, but what matters is the love. What matters is the kindness. What matters is human interactions, showing positivity to each other. That's what matters, and that's where our focus needs to be. So let's focus.
This is the true side of it. We're told what we're supposed to be as men, right? But we never really have the tools. We're only trying to be.
So sometimes, guys, again, it's tragedy like that or something that's traumatic that happens that it either provokes us to action or it makes us shun away and continue to do something. And guess what?
I learned the value of just being there for the young brothers. You know what I mean? Just whatever it took. You know, I became addicted to being a vessel. You know, so I guess for me, the biggest highlight of what we did was being able to feed 250,000 meals of love during the pandemic. And that was just another blessing. We got a large force, guys, because after the feeding, it went to helping gun violence.
Right.
And like literally since November, I think we've lost about 8 kids to gun violence.
I just want us to appreciate a brother that is here.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Doing the work that he is doing. You know what I'm saying? Clap that up. Because we need more of him.
Well, now, if he does something, if he's my brother-in-law, brother in arms, and if he does someone wrong, and I stand by, we both go to jail. And guess what? We deserve to.
My duty to the community is one, to educate, help educate the community about who people are. But my duty also is to educate people that are not in the community. Because I tell people that having black male teachers is not just important for young black men, but it's also important for white students to see that people can do things for other people, athletes or preachers or something like that. So if they see us that way, the students see us that way.
So young people, you have to realize, right, that you are the future. And the future is almost now.
There's a little room for bad law enforcement officers. Unfortunately, there are some out there, but that does not make us all. Please don't lump us all into the same boat.
For me, guys, I would say I'm a Father First was about being a brotherhood for fathers, but it's turned into mentoring. It's turned into feeding families. It's turned into being there for gun violence. It's just literally like, what this white person told me. It's all Father. It's all Father First. Because literally he gives us the power and the wisdom and the will to do stuff we don't want to do. And our natural, the stuff that we do a lot of times is not really what is pushing us. But the Holy Spirit moves you in a way that you can't stop it, right?
Right, and it requires a sacrifice. Family and you. And that's what I grew up with. That's what I saw, right? And so I have a responsibility, if I'm going to follow that, to do it even more, right? To make sure that these young people know, okay, these dudes, they really do care. You know, I might not like them, I might not get with them, I might not, they might not listen to the same music, but they actually care, So y'all keep on trucking, man. This is good. This is good stuff. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
These are not just average people. These people have gone out and got a tremendous set of skills that they can implement in the community. They're leaders. They can come back with different skill sets to pass on to the kids, pass on to the community.
Once again, we want to thank everybody for coming out, the children, the families, the men, the women that support the men. This is what I appreciate. Really seeing who we are.